heart of creation. As the heart of creation, the truth of you is beyond any type of figuring out for sure. It is so totally the acceptance that is essential. It's somewhat like having a child who is very tired and they would feel so much better if they took a bath, but they won't get in the tub. And this is what the ego does in the everyday life. It resists, of course, but the resistance has an agreement quality to it that if it screams loud enough and produces enough fear, you acquiesce. Everybody does. It's not a fault in any way. It's a learning. It's to learn that the voice of resistance, the voice of pain, is not what you actually are or what you are meant to rest with. Make me an instrument of thy peace as I let go, as I release. Make me an instrument, humble and free, as you awaken the living Christ in me. That is the antidote to the resistance. To keep coming back again and again and again, as often as you can, to what you truly want. It's not a it's not a challenge. What do you truly want? It's a reminder and a remembering that no matter where your mind goes or what habits are grabbing at you, when you remember what it is you truly want, there's an opening that occurs. It's subtle, but it's there. And eventually, if you're not already feeling this, that when you ask the question within in the everyday restorative, what is it that I truly want? And not just the answer, but that it touches deeply within you and you remember. And when you have that remembering in that moment, something washes over you. It's a strength, it's a lightness, it's a support that you can tangibly feel. And from that place, there's a there's a restoration just from your asking the question. That's how much power there is in every spiritual holy teaching. It carries the energy of transformation within the words, but it's invoking within you, evoking within you the desire. And then when you have that desired recognized again, it's stronger. Every time it's just a little stronger. But you also remember what you're here for, what your purpose is. And again, that strength gets deeper and more filling. Because every beloved that is asleep, completely asleep, is there waiting for a reflection. Every beloved, whether they're aware of it or not, they're waiting for that reflection. The ultimate reflection is meeting your teacher or meeting an awakened being that transmits through the energy fields. But even if it's someone who is also still learning and still even struggling, that other beloved who is waiting for the reflection will receive a reflection from your willingness, from your asking the question to yourself, to your soul, what do I truly want? And the words, it's not about speaking the words out loud. It's really about the vibration when you ask that question. That vibration is your vibration. And whoever that other beloved is in the moment will feel that vibration and be blessed. And another seed will be planted of another journey that they will eventually step into fully. You are the creation and the perfection of God, along with all of humanity, all creation itself. And what a blessing it is to recognize that there's another way, to accept that you can choose and that you must choose because that's your purpose, is to walk the way of love. Asking what it is that you truly want speaks to this hymn. This hymn is tenderness. What do I truly want? Peace, tenderness. As part of that peace, who doesn't want the agitation and irritation and worry and concern and caution and all the rest that goes with fear? Who doesn't want that to disappear? You think that we would all want it to disappear, but we actually have to really turn that intention to the truth very purposefully and truly want peace. Feel your tenderness. I feel your tenderness. I feel your tenderness of your ever loving hand. I feel your tenderness. I feel your tenderness I feel your tenderness from deep within. I feel your mercy, Lord. I feel your mercy, Lord. I feel your mercy, Lord, of your ever-loving hand. I feel your mercy, Lord. I feel your mercy, Lord. I feel your mercy, Lord, deep within. I sense your truth, O Lord. I sense your truth, O Lord. I sense your truth, O Lord, of your ever-loving hand. I sense your truth, O Lord. I sense your truth, O Lord. I sense the truth, O Lord, from deep within. That prayer speaks to the mysteries of miracles, that you can feel the tenderness of truth. That is the mystery and the miracle, that you can sense the truth, that you can turn towards the truth. That is also a miracle and is a mystery, because just asking is what brings it to us. What a simple truth. Ask and you shall receive. How is that possible that you can just ask and you will receive? When you keep the prayer to wanting truth, wanting clarity, wanting to learn about forgiveness, and wanting to see the truth of love in everyone, those are the simple, simple requests, but they are the answer to all requests. Because if you are at peace, you have everything. If you can love without seeing anyone as different or separate from you, that's part of the miracle for sure. If you don't have the beloved, why aren't you looking for him? If you have the beloved, why aren't you rejoicing? If the divine is truly your friend, why not stay with him? Why not teach how to sing? If someone bars you from the truth, why not fight him and his brother as well? You sit quietly and say to yourself, something strange is going on. The only thing strange is that your best friend is a stranger. You are the sun of the world, S-U-N. Why is your heart black? Why do you fall back on your drab and stagnant ways? Don't stay melted like gold in a furnace. Become a piece of jewelry. The treasure of unity is found by those who look within. Why not join your spirit to the one who sits inside your heart? Why seek more than one face and one cheek? There is such a glorious moon hiding in the shadows of your being. Why not make it rise with the power of the midnight prayer? You have danced in the tavern for ages. Love's wine never slips from your hand, yet with each new sip your soul is ravaged like never before. The wine I drink is the fire of love, and God Himself pours it into my mouth. What use is your life if your bones are not used as wood for His fire? I'll leave you with that. I could go on, but this is a tale for the heart and the soul, not the lips. If you don't have the beloved, why aren't you looking for Him? These questions are essential. They may seem even insulting to ask that question when you consider yourself looking all the time. But these questions are in many ways meant to strike at your determination. What happens in the spiritual journey so often, and sometimes it's very subtle, is that all the teachings are saying, come this way. And almost all teachings will also say, don't go that way because it won't be helpful. But when we have teachings, the ego's determination, not love's determination, but the ego's determination, is to be triggered by past beliefs that correction is attack. And there can be a great resistance to the belief that if you feel attacked, you must be being attacked. There are so many references in spiritual teachings, the references to being a child. When I first started reading spiritual teachings very diligently, seriously, and I would come across reference to the child. The reference would be something like, put away your childish toys and come into maturity. And I didn't really understand it. Sometimes I felt very childish, that was true. But how did that reference to what I was reading and what was the message that was being given to me? And it started to reveal itself as I matured spiritually. It had to do with emotions, it had to do with reactions, impulses that for the most part were stagnant and had become set in my identity. And under most of it was the stagnation of being a child. It led to all kinds of elements within the world. Wanting to be liked was certainly one of them. Pleasing others, part of that same liking. Being good, part of that same liking. Hiding what I didn't know, pretending that I knew things that I didn't. All kinds of different things that really came from being a child that didn't know love could be real. So the spiritual journey is calling every beloved to find the spiritual maturity. It's a real place. It's a place within that is no longer afraid of being found out or not being enough or wanting to please, all of those things. And they die. They don't become better. They don't become crafted in a better way. They actually die away because they never were. And you find that maturity that loves being corrected, even from the stage of being terrified of being corrected or being found out, and then to actually want correction is really where the spiritual maturity finds its settled place. Make me an instrument of thy peace as I let go, as I release. Make me an instrument humble and free as I awaken, as you awaken the living Christ in me. It's like no other job you've ever had. It's like no other circumstance. It's the beautiful offering of yourself for yourself to find the truth of yourself, which is the greatest love here in this third dimension. If the divine is truly your friend, why not stay with him? These are questions that help trigger the hidden agendas that the ego holds many times. Is my thought always with the divine? Is my heart longing? And am I in the service of that love and the willingness to see that love in everyone? Why do you fall back on your drab and stagnant ways? Why do we fall back on our drab and stagnant ways? Can you imagine being in Las Vegas and going up on a stage with a magician that hypnotizes? And he sits you down and he starts saying, "You're very sleepy, you're going to sleep," when bam, you're gone. And he can tell you anything to do in that state. And because it's Las Vegas, he may say, "Cluck like a chicken." He may say, "Strut around," and you do it because he's telling you to. And that's very much the trance of the egos. Unconsciously, many times, and then consciously, listening to the voice that's loud saying, "Yeah, you want that. Yeah, you do want that. Yeah, yeah." And he's not very nice. And there's a voice going on with commentary all the time. Now, maybe you can go to the magician in Las Vegas and he can remove that voice as well as the chicken. But it's an example of how strong the trance is. It's strong because it's wanted. It's strong because it's habitually been all that we've known. And now the glorious moon hiding in the shadows of your being. You are the glorious moon, and it's hiding in the shadows of your being. The moon is love. Everything is love. That's all that truly exists. Do you have to become the moon and look like the moon? No. But the communion is essential, truly essential. I wrote a line that was very powerful. Entitlement. There is an element within the spiritual journey that says, I was mistreated, I was unfairly treated in the past, and I should be able to pass go and not collect $200 and go to the head of the class because I didn't do anything. This was done to me. It's very tempting for sure. But that entitlement isn't true because we chose separation as a mistake, not as a sin, not as a condemnation, as a mistake. And in that mistake, we all must return to truth. And entitlement doesn't match. We are entitled to the truth of love because of what we are. But the insistence on it being our right while we are still angry, upset, it won't gel. Where there is illusion, love can't enter. And all the pride that comes from entitlement keeps everyone from asking for the help that is truly there. When you demand or you expect, let's say you make a promise to say 10 prayers a day, and you do that for a week, and then you go to work and there's a quote unquote problem, and you think to yourself, well, what were all those prayers for? This shouldn't have happened because I prayed. And that's the entitlement and the confusion, for sure, that one negates the other. And plus, you don't even know what the situation is actually there for teaching. You must have judged it already as unwanted and not to your liking, instead of, what can I learn here? What can I learn? There is such a glorious moon hiding in the shadows of your being. Why not make it rise with the power of the midnight prayer? Yes, that is you rising, the moon within you, the gloriousness of God's light. Let it let it express itself, let it come forward so that that light becomes your light naturally, because that's what you are. You are the light of the moon, the warmth of the sun, power of all the stars. That's what's being accepted. What use is your life if your bones are not used for wood for his fire? This is the surrender. It's the realization that what difference does it make what happens to these bones, what happens to anything. I'm just wanting to be at peace with God. I want to be home. I want to rest. I want to bask in the light of the perfect reflection. Let that be your prayer, as it was mine, and it is mine for everyone. Bask in the light that you are.